So anyways, about a year ago, I started trying to grind the video games again, get back into the competitive world of Fortnite and Call of Duty. And I was looking into these, we'll say, small to mid-sized teams, right? Biddies. And I realized that all these teams were either centered on a couple things I didn't like, right? A lot of them were centered around one video game, which I'm not a big fan of, or they were centered around online clout, which is something that I'm also not a fan of because I'm much more of an in-person kind of guy. I like LAN events.
Cody said quit freaking bullying me.
Not going to happen. Not going to. So, right, instead of deciding to join one of these teams that I'm not very happy with the way they ran, I just said F it, and I was going to start my own. And then I thought, well, I can either go and look for investments and give up all of it already, or I can think of two friends who we could go in and have different things to offer in the world of this, right? I thought Max, because of business and law and everything like that, awesome idea. And then he made me bring Carlos in.
Wow, like that though?
Well, there's a reason for it, right? The reason is nobody can speak Anthony but you.
Yeah, that's true.
That's true.
See, the reason we work is because all three of us think we're the best, and we all three think we did it ourselves, and we brought you along.
We brought him along, right?
No, honestly, when Anthony approached me with gaming, it wasn't even like on my radar. Other than for years we've been playing. There was like a group of 6 of us that played.
It's true.
For like 2 years, pretty religiously. Every night we got on. The first 4 that got on got to play.
Yep, exactly.
I think that was season 2 Fortnite for me.
Yep.
Going back that far.
Season 2, yeah, that's when we met Buddha.
Right. Mm-hmm. When we met Buddha Bless. Hashtag Toads Buddha Bless. There's your shout out, buddy. I told you I'd give you one.
Oh my God.
So, hey, you got to take care of your peoples. Huh, Chappie? Then Chappie came along later on, right? He became part of that group.
Yeah.
And it started developing from there to one day Anthony was standing in my living room. I'll never forget this, and said, "Hey, will you give me 10 grand?" Remember that?
I think I remember that.
I said, "Why the hell would I give you 10 grand?" He goes, "Well, first of all, I'm your son, and second of all, because I'm going to make a streaming team."
Oh God.
And
that happened.
There was a little foul language involved and a no thank you. And it was probably 6 months later it developed into this. One of the reasons chemistry works is because we were able to isolate specific roles.
Mm-hmm.
I have a very long history because I'm old. Hashtag boomer. Of
emphasis on long.
Yeah, long.
Of owning businesses.
It's about 70, by the way.
You guys are going to upset the chat. They love me.
That's boomer brain talking.
Right. Everybody keeps donating in my. So one of the things is we all fit in a spot.
Enzo wants a raise. Sorry, go ahead.
There's no refunds, by the way.
Oh my God.
The business side of it, I've owned multiple businesses. I've created stuff from the ground up.
Businesses that have nothing to do with this, by the way.
Nothing to do with, and there's still. I owned a repo company for 18 years. Decided to go to law school, and I'm a hearing rep for workers' comp. I do trials and stuff for that. Carlos and me have been friends a long time, and we spend every Sunday together for football season, and has a way of speaking in a clear way that doesn't bring emotion into it or politics or anything that sets people off, right?
Yep.
And then Anthony's our dreamer. He's going to tell you he doesn't like that word, okay? But if you ask me and Carlos, Anthony's the one that comes up with these crazy ass ideas, and we have to figure out how to pay for it and implement them.
Literally,
like this podcast.
Hey, I contribute though.
Nobody said you didn't. You went and got me tacos just nice today.
I did. Large tacos too, not small tacos.
the big ones. But that's why we work. The behind the scenes that I love you too. The behind the scenes that you don't see, the tears and the stress and brings you this content.
Yeah.
A
lot of work and time that goes into this.
We want to bring you the best quality that we can. That makes Anthony a pain in my ass. You know, he won't let me put my feet up on my desk. You know what I mean?
No. Yeah, I don't want to see that. Trust me. We got to see it yesterday.
Yeah.
But the three of us bring certain levels of quality control, right?
Yeah.
Yours is content and to the specific. You see details that people don't see, like even in the background. Like you got to change that screen. You got to do whatever. And you're right. 9% of the time, you're right. Doesn't change you a pain in the ass. Getting people motivated and getting them going in the right direction, the website, the things that we've been doing.
Yeah.
super important, right?
Mm-hmm.
Being a taskmaster and arranging or delegating those positions to make sure that the job's getting done is huge. And then the amount of paperwork that I deal with, taxes and corporate names, and we are an official org.
Shit that we don't want to deal with, right?
Yeah.
The reason you're here.
It's like he hands me a laptop today and says, "Hey, we're affiliate. Fill out the tax forms."
That's exactly what happened.
I'm like, well, sounds like money to me. I'll fill it out, right?
Let's
talk about how we came up with the name.
Oh god. All right, so let me give you a backup a little bit of the story here. I get a call one night. Dude, it's like 7, 8 o'clock at night, right?
Yeah,
normal weekday.
Yeah.
And I get a call from Anthony. Says, "Hey, we're coming to your house right now."
I work very last minute with my ideas, by the way, because they kind of just happen, and then
bro, I'm not even sure.
I just can't let go of it until it's gone. Yo, CeeLos, thank you for this 500 bits.
Thank you, CeeLos.
Same thing happened with Axe, right? When I first thought of acoustic images, Axe can literally, he's a witness. I went to his channel because I've been thinking about, I've known acoustic images for a while, and I was sitting there thinking like, man, like what businesses can we get involved in? What can we help bring into the gaming world that'll help us grow and help another company, right? Because every relationship as a team, you can ask almost any of our members, and I'm sure they'll tell you in here, we do a lot to support people. Because in my mind, we need good people and good players in this team to be a good team. And why would a player ever want to be on our team?
He doesn't know. He doesn't know. He's about to find out, right?
Oh my god. If it was up to me as a player, I would never be on a team that doesn't support me as an individual. Sure. As you know, because I mean, people are on a lot of teams and they'll just sit there and they'll just post clips. They don't post all their players. They'll post just trick shots and nothing from their competitive guys.
Or I've even heard allegedly some people charge to post clips.
Oh yeah, they take part
allegedly,
of your Twitch income.
Allegedly,
yeah.
Right? Allegedly.
Okay.
But let me get back to my story because you're jumping ahead.
No. So
no.
I'm thinking of ways to get this farther, and I think of acoustic images in my mind. Like, dude, that'd be a dope partner. And I literally pull up immediately Axe's stream.
Right.
And I go in there. I'm like, Axe. You need to go offline. We need to hop on a call. Like, you can't be streaming right now. I need to talk to you about this. I have a great idea. Axe, tell me if I'm wrong. And I literally spammed his chat, all caps, nonstop until he called me. And I was like, dude, this needs to be our partner right away. Because it's such a good product, and it's so good for this world. And
but this is how Anthony does. And that's how this... I get
excited. Okay.
I get a call from... I swear it was 8 or 9 at night.
When he gets excited, pay attention to this. He talks really fast.
And his voice goes...
He goes up to...
Yeah, it happens sometimes.
Like this,
whatever.
We're telling secrets.
Screw you,
all right, back to the story, right? Gotta stay on track.
Yeah, go ahead.
A little bit. I get this call at 8, 9 o'clock at night. It says, "Hey, we're on our way over to my house." I go, "Who's we and why aren't you in the Bay?" He goes, "Me and Carlos want to talk to you about a business opportunity, but we have our friend Cameron with us. You don't mind if he tags along?" What do you guys want to do? They go, "Hey, let's go to Mel's and get something to eat and we want to talk."
By the way, the team name was created at Mel's.
We'll get into that.
That's true.
So these guys take me to Mel's Diner. I don't know if you're not from California. Mel's Diner is like a half a step up from Denny's.
Maybe. It's like one step up.
Okay,
maybe a little bit more than that.
Half a step.
So I get to Mel's with these guys. They start talking to me about this team.
They're still giving you crap about Corbett.
Yeah. And did.
What was the name of the team that you proposed?
Oh yeah, so my original name that I had, and keep in mind, I'm over here like, dude, I'm a genius. This is badass.
And he's freaking hyped.
This is such a good name, dude. Like
he's stuttering and everything, pitches high.
Dude, I was full freaking steam excited about this, right? And I go, man, like we should be like something along the lines of Pariah, right? Like the Pariah Coalition or the Pariah group or team Pariah.
It was the minute after he introduced the name Pariah that Carlos spoke that I knew I wanted to be one of the owners.
For sure.
Because he looked at him and goes, "Are you crazy? People can't even spell Pariah."
Because he can't spell it, by the way, guys.
Spell Pariah. Let's go, chat. Let's hear it.
Yeah, how many of you can spell Pariah?
If you spell it wrong, you're off the team.
No, you're not off the team.
If you spell it right, you're off the team.
Zexter got it. J-Bone
Money got it wrong. Tweez got it wrong. Wazy's fucked up. He definitely got it wrong.
Wazy, it starts with a P.
CeeLos got it wrong.
Yo, Zexter and J-Bone, I love you guys.
Papaya.
Thank you.
Papaya is what Chap said.
Papaya.
So you see our point, right? So we're sitting there. I was real quiet. They're talking about different names. Our friend, Cameron, he came up with a couple of things. They're talking.
And the reason, too, though, it's very important and why we went to Team Damage Souls from Pariah is the reason I wanted Pariah in the first place.
Right. No, so I'm going to get to that,
Okay.
right? So I was sitting there and I looked up and I go, hey, Team Damage Souls.
Wick, you're a hooker.
And this guy looks over and goes, TDS. And Carlos goes, yeah.
First of all, that's not true. You wanted Damage Souls Gaming.
Yes.
Well, that's how it developed. I'm getting to the end of the story.
Notice how he leaves out the parts that he does that gets corrected?
Look,
But he brings up mine, you know.
I'm telling boomer stories. Hold on. Baba. What's up? He's like, I can't even spell the fish. That's nice. So basically the gist of the story is it was created at Mel's Diner
At about 10
over
p.m.
some nasty ass mozzarella sticks at 10 o'clock at night.
Yep. Last minute.
We literally went back to my house,
Mhm.
you and me.
Mm-hmm.
We sat down and reserved the name on Department of Corporations.
Yep.
Started reserving names on all the socials.
Mm-hmm.
And it locked it in. And that's how TDS was born that night. And then there was a lot of fighting and killing and to get to where we are right now.
I think it's really important to mention that when we were creating Damage Souls, we changed it from Damage Souls Gaming to Team Damage Souls for the reason that we don't want to be stuck in just gaming, and we wanted to expand beyond gaming, right? So we wanted to have this
That was a huge part of the
overall,
discussion, right?
yeah, that was the majority of our conversation is how we go from just gaming to being more than gaming, right?
Yeah.
And that's where the team came in, and it was really important for us to know that at the very beginning that we wanted to be more than just a gaming team. We wanted to be a team of many things,
We have
whatever it may
54
be.
subscribers
Art,
right now?
Art, gaming, I don't know, eyelashes, maybe, I don't know, whatever it may be, right? The plan is we want to expand beyond
But
just the gaming
we
world.
wanted some IRL art artists.
Yep.
That was one of the big topics that we talked about.
Right.
We wanted to be a lifestyle brand that gives everybody something to relate to.
Now you're peeking into the future for everybody, right?
Oh, yeah, 100%.
That's truly where we're going.
Yeah, and that's what we are. I never want to exclude somebody because they're not a nerd. They're not a top 100 NA West Fortnite player, you know?
Right.
This is a place and a community that everybody, no matter whether they like games or not, no matter whether they're a nerd or not, they can come and find something to align
he
with.
said Taylor Damage Swift.
Oh my God.
I'm falling out, bro.
So,
So
Silos, thank you for the sub.
thank you for the sub. Carlos looked at me and says to me at that dinner, he says to me, what does Damage Souls mean to you? And this was my, and it's gotten a little bit of salt and pepper from everybody throughout as we can. But I was like, somewhere in our life, we all come from some place that's damaged, and there needs to be a group, a family that we want to build that lifts us from that moment, that lifts us to a place that can actually, without politics, without left and right, without right and wrong, just a group of people that lift us up and each other up in the things we love.
Yeah.
But we're all screwed up.
Yeah,
You watch this podcast for 5 minutes, you know how screwed up we are.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
He doesn't even have a razor.